This is a long video after quite some time. Today I am going to speak about the most important decision people have to take before making the life safe and secure. Listen to me. Most of the people on earth, including you yourself maybe, are not secured. What is security in that sense? Tomorrow if you do not have the job, for instance, if you do not have the support of your family, if you suddenly make a tremendous loss in the business, if cancer happens to anyone very close to you, including you yourself, if a very severe accident happens that may lay a person for a couple of years on bed, nurse everyday expense, aya everyday expense. These are common things. Not to speak about the money that you happen to be earning is gone. It is no longer there. So your active income is zero and you are losing money. Even if you have insurance coverage, it will only take care of your hospitalization, to some extent your medicine, for say 6 months or so. After that, we call security such kind of accumulation of wealth which will see you through all these calamities. Do you understand what I mean? If anything happens, it normally does not do. In a person's life, let us imagine a person is going to live for 90 years. In 90 years' time, there is going to be one very severe accident, one very big, I must say, stroke, heart attack like bypass surgery, or cancer, kind of very serious liver cirrhosis, kind of dying stage, or neuro something where the skull will have to be opened and operated upon. Very serious issues which may take away anything between 40 lakhs and 1 crore on medical itself. So what I mean is, in 90 years time, in anybody's life, one such hit may come. I don't want to scare you. I just want to mean how much prepared are you for that day. Most of these people do not have any long term vision at all. They earn, they eat, they take loan, they die. They die broke. Again, the next generation looks for a job. Without job, the next generation knows he or she cannot survive. What I mean is, for every new generation is after job, because job is the only security they have got. They have nothing else to fall back upon. No wealth, no legacy, no big inheritance, no asset. In that case, if you want to change, I must say you may not be wanting to change, but if you have come through seeing this video this far, then probably you are one of the 1% people. 99% would have scrolled away by now because they are more interested into kind of dance, pranks and all that. It is not that. Now, if you are seeing me through till now, then probably you belong to 1%. And if you are, then you should start thinking about creating something that your next generation, your family, remains very safe and secured. It is very much relatable to those people who have lost their near dear ones most recently, who have gone through all these calamities I have just now spoken about. You can relate what I mean. Now, if you truly want to do something to protect the next generation from all these calamities, they are going to happen in 90 years' time, that's for sure. Once they will hit. And that hit is going to, life taking. So, if you want to change it, the first thing that you can do is to invest into yourself. How to invest? There first comes the importance of education. Most of the people do not have any support of proper mentor. Mentor means extremely intelligent visionary, one who can see through the future, one who has deep analytical capacity. It is no Tom, Dick, Harry. It is no neighbor of yours. It is not your colleague. I am not even talking about your classmate, schoolmate, or any relative. If you have serious problems and if you are seriously thinking about correcting your life, then you must talk to someone who belongs to 1% category, and anyone around you belongs to 99%, so avoid them. I don't question their intention, I question their efficiency. Now, first, get a mentor. In our society, often, where will you find a mentor? Normally, mentor is not readily available, because out of 1 lakh, one fellow could be a mentor in a sense. So long ago, even nowadays also, people would often go to the guru. Could be Maharaj, could be Baba, could be Thakur. Yes, they are visionaries and they can guide you properly, but you have to act upon what they say. Without acting upon what they say, you are not going to gain anything. There is nothing called magic that will happen to you. Do not expect that. So it is you who will have to work hard, sweat it through, listen to what they say, and then one day you will be able to crack the door. This is one way of finding a mentor. Another way of finding a mentor, very commonly, extremely experienced teacher. Why am I speaking so? Because most of these people, over 40-50 years of teaching experience, having taught some 10-12,000 students and having interacted with more than 25,000 guardians, which is a big experience, a huge gamut of experience. Now, this gentleman has got some vision intuitively ingrained in him. In that case, he can guide you. What I mean is, first get a mentor. Two, the mentor will understand what quality you have. He will guide you accordingly. You should surrender yourself to the mentor and act. I repeat, act, not listen. You have to act upon it. Education. While you are thinking about your child's education and the child is aged 12 or 15, do you think that today's mathematics teacher is enough? Do you think today's English tutor is enough? Are you looking at the final examination of class 8 only? This 15 years old kid is going to live for 90 years. So rest of the 75 years is going to be paved by the educator. Educators usually leave indelible mark in the mind of the children. They not only remember their personality, they adopt their subject and they adopt their ways, their philosophies. One teacher can change the course of a child's mind. So when you employ the teacher, are you thinking short term, just for 1 year or two, maybe for the board? Or are you thinking about the entire life, which is rest of 75 years for the child? If you are truly a visionary, then you are thinking about 75 years. I am giving an example. If there is a weak teacher you provide to the student, obviously his English background, his English uh, foundation will be extremely poor. And the child will grow up not being so expert, cogent, coherent in his speech, could not speak extempore, eloquence is zero, debatable capability is zero. So ultimately, as a boss, he will be hooted. Ultimately, as a entrepreneur, he will not be able to communicate effectively with the clients. So in life, he will be badly beaten. As a lawyer, definitely you cannot progress. This is just an example. So the teacher has to be a great one. Remember, you are employing teacher for your 12 years old daughter or 15 years old son for coming 75 years. You should not be a miser. You should not think in terms of money, that in 1000 I shall get a teacher. You will not get a teacher, you will get a gig. Like Zomato kind of fellow, his part-time job is this one. He is not a serious teacher. He wants a little bit of pocket money. So ultimately, the time of your child will be gone. It is called incubating time, because between 12 years and 19-20 years, this 8 years time, whosoever comes in his life as a mentor is going to leave the permanent impact. Now, you have not invested into it. How can you expect your child to be special and extraordinary? This is the reason why most of the people remain insecure, because when your child is 25 years old, coming out as an engineer. Most of the people are engineer because IT is the only driving uh, craze at the moment. Although IT is not going to be in future, jobs are very few in numbers. However, will he or she be able to produce one? Now, those people who are already into the job and working between 25 years old and 35 years old can put your comments into the comment box. I shall see into it. How you are feeling? How much money are you earning? It's only because you have the skill not properly ingrained when you were 12 years old. Your parents were misers. They looked for gigs. 1000 টাকা দেবো, any Tom Dick Harry will come and teach. This is something that you are wasting your daughter or son's life on. Your son is going to become extremely poor, I must say, or the daughter is a struggler. Now, my point is very simple. If you want to rise in life, one, on yourself, invest on yourself, raise your skill, get your mentor first, raise your skill. Two, learn the finance. Again, mentor will help you how to guide yourself strictly into the path of finance. And then finally guiding yourself how to raise a family properly. If you have a good spouse, fine. If you have a bad spouse, life is ruined. So again, another bout of advice by the mentor is very important. Most of the times people do not have any mentors, and most of the times people languish in 99%. If you are mulling to come down to 1% club and secure your child's future, your family's future, fasten your seatbelt. It is time that you find a good mentor. That's all for today. Subscribe this channel. Into the playlist you might find many topics of your own interest. You can go them through. If you have any comment, write it into the comment box. I shall definitely read them, and I shall see you soon.